Welcome back to Lauderhill TV. It's another great show we're having. We're only halfway through the guest list that we have. We're going to go ahead and bring up our next guest to the show, Dr. Tamara Dawes. Good evening.
Lady, thank you for having me.
I know that you're in the middle of picking up kids and just lifing, just adulting and just doing things. So I can totally appreciate you for stopping and spending a little time with us. So thank you so much, Tamara, for doing so.
You're
How are you doing today?
good, good. As you said, I'm just lifing. My son is at football practice, and I'm watching to see if he's going to be finished before we're done here.
Isn't that
But,
amazing? Is
but I'm excited to be on.
right. Isn't technology amazing? So even though you're busy picking up kids and looking after kids while he's doing his football practice, you can still join us on the show. So that's just amazing. So tell us who you are, first of all, and then we're going to get into your program.
My name is, as you said, is Dr. Tamara Dawes, and I'm the president and founder of MJ Scarlet Foundation, Inc., where we educate kids, teens, and adults on how to identify perpetrators, know if they're being recruited, and how to protect themselves from sex trafficking. So,
Wow.
in a nutshell, how we do this is that we have a woman support group, which includes women who've experienced domestic violence or sexual assault or human trafficking, and they meet once a month, the third Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. We also have a youth summit where we each month youths are able to earn community service hours while learning about how to protect themselves from human trafficking. One of the most important things that we do is our homeless outreach, and this is important because about 64% of sex traffic survivors reported being homeless at the time they were recruited. So we actually go downtown and serve those experiencing homelessness and also provide them with information about sex trafficking or other resources that can be helpful to them. Sometimes we take it a bit further. Last year, we were able to help 3 people that were experiencing homelessness to find housing. One has maintained housing for almost a year, and I'm very happy and proud of her. The third
Good.
thing that we the third thing that we do is we have me as youth closet where we provide work clothes and prom clothes to youths, and we do that when we have our youth program, which we're going to be doing quarterly. The last one we had was in April. That was amazing, where youths are taught life skills such as money management, resume writing, interview skills. And this is good because it helps them to have these life skills that will deter them from being trafficked.
Well, you do a lot, and I know that you've been doing this for quite some time now. And what made you get involved in this particular, let's say, field? What made you get involved in this type of work?
My background is human rights law. I just graduated with a doctorate in human rights law, and unfortunately, 5 years ago exactly, May 2018, my daughter died. She was 2 months old, and she died not from being trafficked. She died from a personal injury situation, and I was very traumatized. That's my only daughter. And that year, I met quite a few mothers, including mothers of children, parents, including parents who lost their children to sex trafficking. And I know what it's like to go through that trauma. In 2018, more than 50% of sex traffic victims were children.
Mm.
And I took my son to football practice, and the person that was in charge, she know my background is human rights law, and she asked me to talk to the youth about human trafficking awareness, and that is how this all started.
Mm. Well, I know you have a heart for it, and you've been doing so much. You have something coming up um, in just a few days, right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
let's talk about what you have coming up in just a few short days.
So in a few short days, we'll be having our first in-person fundraiser. We've been doing this for so long, and this is our first in-person fundraiser. And of course, you're truly MJ will be or MC, so I'm so looking forward
I'll
to
be
that.
there. Yes, indeed. So tell us a little bit more about this fundraiser. What should people expect?
Good food, good music, good company. Miss Andrea Cole, I've never heard her perform, but I've heard only
Ooh.
good things about her.
Oh
Funny
yes.
enough, I was at church talking to a friend of mine and I was trying to ask her to buy a ticket, and she ended up telling me, "Oh my God, I know her. I've heard her sing before. She's just amazing." and she bought the ticket.
Oh,
So I'm like, looking at me trying to sell you a ticket, and you're the one who's telling me and how excellent my performer is gonna be.
I know, right? You didn't have to. You didn't have to sell her on it.
Not at all. And thank you for introducing me to Miss Cole. She's amazing. And Mr. Richard, he is another awesome person. He was on American Got Talent. He received standing ovation for his performance, and I've heard him perform, and I had goosebumps when I
Wow.
heard him perform. I'm playing saxophone, so it's just going
Oh,
to be an amazing event for a good
oh,
cause.
very, very good. So, tell us about your sponsors.
We have the City of Sunrise as one of our sponsors. We have a grant from them. The Winstar
Good.
Law Firm, they're our first and like consistent annual sponsor. They're an amazing personal injury law firm. Our other sponsors are, we have Emergent Counseling,
Uh-huh.
Nikki Cameron, she's an excellent counselor, and of course, Van Sachs, which is owned by Mr. Richard. They're one of our sponsors as well.
Okay, excellent. So you said you have some good food. You have great entertainment here. Good food. So it's a summer jazz brunch. Tell us the date and the time.
It's July 2nd at 11 a.m. So it's, leading on to that Independence Week day. So it's Independence Weekend. If you need something fun to do with your, family, just join us.
Yes, and it's going to be held. Where is it going to be held?
Springtree Golf Club. That's off University, just a little bit north of Oakland Park.
Perfect. Wonderful. Wonderful. So this event is a fundraiser. Tickets are available through Eventbrite, or get in touch with Tamara on 954-397-4444. Again, that's 954-397-4444. Anything else you'd like to add, Tamara, as it relates to this event?
I just want to say thank you. Well, I'd like to say thank you for anyone who, has bought a ticket so far or is even considering to come to our events. We really appreciate your support. But on a personal note, Millissa, Jayne, I just want to say thank you for you being a part of this cause against human trafficking. I noticed that lately you've been interviewing Dr. Laverne Dare. On Tuesday, I saw you at that event. And I just want to thank you for being a part of the solution to this humongous problem.
Yes, it is huge. I heard her mention that the human trafficking, sex trafficking, that whole scourge of our country, or of the country, it's a something $1 billion industry. What was it? How much billion?
It's a $150 billion industry.
Wow.
There are more than 40 million victims worldwide. Less than 1% are rescued. And human trafficking is called modern day slavery because there are more people enslaved right now in human trafficking than in any other time in history. It's a vast problem.
Wow.
And while we were at that event on Tuesday, a gentleman spoke that law isn't enough to combat human trafficking. And he's absolutely right. It's the culture. We have to change our attitudes towards seeing molestation and sexual promiscuity as being okay. These things lead to sex trafficking.
Yes, yes. Well, the more people that can get involved, people like yourself, people like Dr. Laverne Dare, and all of those. I saw, what's his name? The guy who did the walk. What's his name? Do you remember his name?
Roger D. Hart.
Roger D. Hart was there. All of these people are instrumental in raising awareness and, putting a stop to this terrible, terrible problem within the world. So, again, thank you so much, Tamara. I will see you on Sunday, nice and early, to get this fundraiser going. And if anybody wants to buy a ticket, again, the number, drop the number in the chat. And no, I didn't drop it on the chat. I mentioned it. But if you need to get a ticket, get it from Tamara. Again, the number is 954-397-4444. If you can't make it and you'd just like to make a donation, feel free to do that too. Every penny helps. All right. So again, thank you so much. Let me just give you this bit of feedback here. Novelty says, great job, Miss Dawes. Kudos to you. And organ trafficking as well. Organ trafficking as well.
Yes. That's
All
true.
right.
Thank you, Novelty. You're
Great,
absolutely right.
great show, says Victor Morgan. Thank you so much. All right. Please do tell everybody about Lauderhill TV. We're having some great guests. If you are a part of the Lauderhill community or close by and you'd like to get involved in with any of the people that we spoke to and their causes, or with just Lauderhill TV with what you're doing to share with the community, just let me know. Tamara, take care. I'll see you on Sunday.
Ta-ta.
All right.
Bye,
Ta-ta.
everyone.
Bye-bye.